I think it was August 16th or 17th, Elvis Presley died.
Oh, man.
I called the boss, and he says, yes, announce this. I said, I just do sports, Tony, announce it. I didn't even know how to turn the damn microphone on.
What do you think about dating apps?
That's scary.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode of Dare to be Fearless. I'm sorry I'm giggling, but honestly, I don't think I'm going to be able to stop this whole episode because this is just one of the most precious, I think, career moments of me, how this particular guest and I met.
I can't give you any money.
No! You want me to get you a plate?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, should I? Let me go. You stay here.
Okay.
Hold this.
How are you, man? This is Tony coming from Farmington.
Stand in the middle, though. You got to stand in the... There you go. Now look at the camera.
I don't have any makeup. Okay. She's doing TikTok, and she's getting me 2 pieces of pizza. I can't tell you, I'm so grateful. Get this child a job. Oh, whalers.
We're back.
Oh, you're so
All right.
sweet.
Now you got to try the review first with me. You got to try a piece first, and then you can go take them all to her.
Oh, okay.
Take
them all.
Well, yeah, you can have take a little.
How many can I take?
Well, actually, take as much as you want, buddy, because I'm not going to be able to eat all this.
Oh.
I brought 2 plates in case you want some.
Okay, I think that.
Yeah, here you go. Layer it on.
Okay, this I've been coming here for years.
Really?
So
It's good?
really good.
You want to try a bite with me first?
Sure.
All right, let me put this down really quick. I'm going all in. Yeah. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
This is the way to do. This is the way to go, huh?
What type of pizza is this? It's like a thin crust.
Thin crust, light cheese pizza with sauce.
Nice, simple. So before I introduce him in, make sure you're following me on social media at Alexa_Curtis and the podcast, which is at Dare to be Fearless. I also just want to say that this show usually does go out weekly, but with Chief Swag Officer and trying to focus 90% of my time on that as well as Connecticut, it has just been really hard for me to maintain this show. So there are hundreds of episodes and I will post them as often as I can. But if you're looking for other content in the meantime, there's 200 plus incredible guests that I've interviewed over the years. So you can go on anywhere that you listen to podcasts and type in Dare to be Fearless and see it there. So just quick little shout out to Chief Swag Officer, obviously. So this is our main product, and that is for the Rode Wireless Go. I unfortunately forgot to bring my one for the SM7B. But as you guys know, we are the #1 customizable microphone company out there. So whether you're doing street interviews or even just want to put your brand on one of the lapel mics that fit on like this, we make all of that. So if you head to chiefswagofficer.com and use the code ChiefSwag10, you can get your own customizable microphone cover or any of the other products that we are starting to launch. And the other thing I would say as well is that this Connecticut community has been built out so much now. We have about 1,500 women in our Connecticut girls group, and starting by the time this episode airs, it will happen last weekend. But in current time, starting tomorrow, are our first 2 sold out events. I know a lot of you are excited about the dating stuff, and that is to come. I've been really having a fun time building this and planning it out unexpectedly. And because of posting about Connecticut starting in December, I started doing these pizza reviews. And my guest today interrupted a pizza review I did at Naples Pizza in Farmington. And it went viral, and someone so kindly messaged me and said that she knew him and if I ever wanted to talk to him again. And I said, absolutely. So Tony, you're an icon, a legend. Thank you for coming down to Ridgefield today.
Are you kidding me? I wouldn't miss this for the 55 miles that I got lost at coming here today.
And you stopped at a Dunkin' and asked someone, like, where am I?
No, it was a Burger King. And I can go for a hamburger after we get out of here. So.
Pizza, baby.
Well, Bill Pizza, too.
My 30th pizza review this week.
Wow.
So Connecticut is something I want to talk to you about and start with. You're from Connecticut, correct?
Born and bred, yes.
You have almost a Boston accent, though.
I do?
You give like a Boston vibe.
Well, I am a Boston Red Sox fan, but
maybe that's why.
That could be one possibility.
Yeah.
And I never knew that. Actually, someone told me in our days gone by that I look like Jim Belushi's brother. I says, "Are you kidding me?"
Who is that?
His brother played in Animal House, the movie, years ago.
Okay.
And I didn't like that because Jim's kind of bald and I'm not. So I hope he didn't hear me say that if he's listening. So.
I hope he did.
I hope
But he's
he
still
did.
alive. He's still alive, right?
Oh yeah.
Great. Okay.
He's good stuff. He's good stuff.
All right. So you were born in where? Southington now?
Bristol.
Bristol. Oh, that's where my assistant's from. Yes. Now I get why you said she's from Bristol. And I was like, I don't care. I already know this.
Oh yeah. So yes, it's ESPN country.
Mhm.
I just threw ESPN out there. And that's where I kind of spent a lot of years working down there on the construction site for the town, watching all these little buildings go in and making Bristol and putting them on the map.
Bristol on the map. Do you feel like Connecticut is a place that's forgotten about? Or does it feel so relevant to you?
A lot of people are moving here now.
Really?
From New York
Uh-huh.
and other parts of the country. And it's so expensive to live here now.
Do you think it's the most expensive place?
Besides California?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, honestly, I've lived in London, LA, New York, et cetera. So I'm so used to those prices. Like I couldn't even imagine right now buying a house here. But I feel like because you have such random towns that are spread out, like where I'm from, Mansfield, I can't imagine we're looking at multi-million-dollar real estate in like Mansfield or Columbia.
Well, I think by the water. That's where
that's
where the big $1 million homes are. Plus, when I lived out in Arizona, and I could always remember my buddy's mother owning a house in L.A. next to there was a wax museum in L.A. If you must have been
Wax
the old wax museum, a beautiful place. You'd have to visit it.
Okay.
It's a nice place to go vacation.
I love wax.
But those homes, and that was, I went back and through the years, I went through my memory banks, 1977 and 78, and I came back in 79. I don't know why, but that was my mother's fault. My grandfather was supposedly dying, and he lived another 7 years. And I never got a chance to go back, and I ended up working for the town, and I stayed.
Where'd you go to high school?
Bristol Central High.
What year was this that you were in high school?
Oh, God, do I have to say this?
I feel like I want to ID you.
Okay, you're IDing me now. I graduated in 74.
Okay.
1974, not 1874. So
1974. You're young.
Thank you.
Doing the math backwards. Okay.
And from there, it was an adventure, never to be forgotten.
Were you the kind of guy in high school that was like a footballer, or were you a nerd?
No, a nerd. Well, sometimes a nerd. But I played sports. Soccer, baseball, football, golf.
Okay.
I had a great golf teacher, and he taught me the ins and outs. And I said, you know what? Hey, I don't have to get hit like in football.
No.
I don't have to get hit by a pitch like in baseball. And I don't have to get hit in the head like with a soccer ball. I said, the only thing that's going to hit me is a golf ball.
Yeah.
If I hit a tree and boom, comes back to me. So, but no, and I kind of took a liking to golf, and I played many courses. In my
Never went pro?
No, you know what? I wish everybody told me that I had the ability, just needed a coach, and look at today, all these guys that are playing, they have coaches.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh my God, they got doctors, this and that, and we never had that. We used to, instead of these guys throwing weights around, we got to take a wet towel, squeeze it for strength.
That's golf training back in the 70s.
Back in the Stone Age time.
What was it like even being raised here in that time zone area life, like pre-social media, growing up in Connecticut?
Well, to me, it was quiet. I ended up as a young kid at 10 years old having a paper route, doing that for 3 years.
I love that.
And yeah, that's how I started. And I look at you at 12 years old becoming one of these entrepreneurs. My God, God bless you.
I always think, though, like paper routes, because we're in Mansfield, there was this girl who got murdered in Foster Drive, and she was doing a paper route. And I think that story I knew of growing up, and I never did it, but I wanted to.
I'll tell you, the best part about a paper route was Christmas time. Okay? You get all your customers treat you like gold. But at the time, I used to walk up first, second, and third floor, 3 family homes, delivering. I had over 100 customers. I know. I know because I know.
But you
this.
worked for a paper, or it's your business.
It was, it was our business. Hey, we had to go out and collect money on Thursdays and Fridays. And for the ones that never paid us, we had to go on Saturdays. I says, oh my God. I says, are they ever going to pay? And sometimes they'd get lax 2-3 weeks. And I said, you know, at that time I didn't know any swear words. So I didn't, I just was mumbling in my butt. I got to come back here next week and explain myself.
How much did you get paid to do the paper in 1970?
Oh my God.
2 cents?
The paper was 7 cents, and we got a penny for the paper.
Oh, wow. So this is how you built your wealth.
Well, your tips were, you banked on your tips.
Yeah.
Which I never thought about. I mean, just being, knocking on the door and people, this is how those times were, invite you into the house. Oh, you want a hot dog? You want a hamburger? It was like, because I got there early in the morning, 4:30, delivering papers.
100%.
But I think the best story, real quick here, is at Christmas time, Mrs. Carpelli. I'll never forget her. She, the last 2 years, she had this wreath with candy on it. Okay. And oh my God. I mean, I would get to her house by like 5:30, 5:45. She'd be up in the morning. Old Italian lady. But the candy, I used to take a couple of candies off the wreath in the morning.
You never told her?
I never told her. Hey, I went the week before Christmas. She comes up to me and she goes, Tony, she goes, do you like a candy? I says, yeah. I figured she was going to give me some candy. She goes, did you like my candy on the wreath you used to take every morning? She goes, oh, very. She goes, I'm glad you took it. And you did you like them? And when she got done, hey, she gave me a bag of candy afterwards and said, I know the ones you like because those are the most. So
you would steal them?
I leave the wrapper on.
Oh my God, you're truly an icon.
I took the wrapper. I took the candy off the wrapper.
I bet you did.
Oh my God! And left it. So it looked like nothing ever. And, I crunched up the wrapper. I don't forget. I got like an hour and a half to do my paper. I got to hurry up and do these little. There was only one wreath.
That is so funny because I always think of the times now. It's like don't leave the house. You're going to be shot potentially. So like don't.
You got it.
Don't leave. Back then, they're like, come into my house, have dinner. Your parents maybe like 3 days later would be like, oh, you're back home so soon.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so talk to me about ESPN because everyone thinks whenever I am like, what do you think about Connecticut? People are like, ESPN. That's all they know is ESPN.
Well, I wish we could do a little bit more. I wish the town would do a little bit more as far as putting them, even getting like a souvenir place. I've always said that, even when they started. Look at what you got in Bristol.
Yeah.
You got this here. Like your hats. You could do. They do well in Bristol if they had a place like that. But nobody thinks about that. Well, ESPN went berserk after they got bought by Disney. So, and I had actually we think we're cousins. A friend of mine, Kathy, that used to work there in. She used to do all the, preliminary stuff like set up a lot of the NASCAR stuff.
Oh, okay.
That was her stuff. But then when Disney came, they walked her out. Oh, I felt so bad. I said, "Where are you going now, Kath?" She goes, "I'm going to be the mayor's secretary."
They let everyone go?
A couple handfuls of people. They just it was their time to go, and they brought down the population of ESPN and. One of the highest paying jobs in town. So,
ESPN is one of the highest paying jobs in town. Still?
I think so. I don't think
really.
I don't think any. Oh, unless things have changed. But,
maybe.
I mean, there are announcers I think Mike Tirico. I mean, he's up to like $6 million.
Oh, but he's an announcer. See, this is different.
Announcer.
Working as talent.
As far as workers, I'm sure that they make a decent salary.
Yeah.
They're not. But they. It's amazing how just where that place from nowhere to somewhere. And I was told by the last guy that owned the place, and I said to myself, "Is this going to last?" But if is ESPN going to stick around? It's staying here,
of course,
because the way the satellite bounces off space that comes down here. If you look at every ESPN station that. ESPN 1, 2, ESPNU, the clarity in the picture when you look at sports. It's amazing compared to other stations. Like if you get like Channel 3, you got a little fuzziness. You got the best clarity of all the I mean, ESPN's got it.
So you're telling me that ESPN is headquartered in Connecticut because of the like sound frequency, the waves?
No, just the picture quality.
Oh.
The picture quality is, oh my God. You look at that, it's so clear. It's like, like you're doing the filming here. It's so clear.
Growing up, I spent like all 27 years of my life trying to like get out of Connecticut, right? Like I was like, I never want to come back here. I only want to come back twice a year and see my parents. So you never left. Why?
2 years.
Oh, you did? Where'd you go?
Lake Havasu City, Arizona.
Okay. Well, that's way different.
Oh my God. Another world. When I was there, it was like 14,000 population. The name of the radio station that I was doing, my buddy just asked me, I always wanted to do sports, so KFWJ. I remember those letters like that was yesterday. And I never got paid. I used to get, the food in there. You got there was a restaurant in there.
Yeah.
It was, I think it was the Roadway Inn. And they'd have a booth out there and people would see you, and it was a little area. But I'm saying the only thing I had to worry about was there was a little AP and UPI little things that you had to watch off the teletype.
Yeah.
And then, if it was an emergency.
Everything's an emergency.
Because I was there like from 6 to 8 at night.
Yeah.
Just a couple hours. And given the sports report. And then we'd go off the air at 11. But the only thing I can remember was, and I had to call it, Lee Schoblum was the owner of the radio station. I think it was August 16th or 17th, Elvis Presley died.
Oh, man.
In Memphis.
Yeah.
It came off the teletype. So I said, I'll never forget this because, everybody loved this, Elvis. I called the boss and he says, yes, announce it. I said, I just do sports. Tony, announce it. He says, this is one of those deaths you're never going to forget. I said, no, I couldn't believe it. He passed away in Memphis, and I didn't even know how to turn the damn microphone on.
Back then, though, it wasn't so complicated.
Oh no. I didn't know the switches on the bottom.
Yeah.
It's all
but you were a host.
I was just a reporter for the sports.
Yeah.
And it was very minute.
Yeah.
California Angels won 2-1. They beat the Red Sox, and then whatever. You give the scores, some crazy thing. But no, that was it, and that was the end of my sports career because they started changing things. They were bringing new equipment in, and I was just filling in as a fill-in. That was it.
Your friend who messaged me said, like, you got to have him do something else with him because of his voice. You do have such a good voice for camera. It's very, like, soothing. And I can imagine you being like, the 49ers just lost against the Patriots.
If my wife was ever listening to this, like last night, we're eating at the table, and I'm telling her a story because I says, I don't know what, she says, well, what's she going to do tomorrow? I says, I don't know. But I says, I started telling her about stories where kids, hey, her eyes are starting to close. She goes, Tony, you can make me go to sleep. I says, yes, Jane. I will. You just stay awake, honey, for a little bit more so I can finish the macaroni.
How'd you guys meet? How'd you meet your wife in Connecticut?
At town hall. I met her, and she'll always throw this in my face. I bet her a coffee. I don't know if she asked me or I asked her something about her car. She had something was going on with her car. I says, well, what kind of car was it? And it was a Monte Carlo, yada, yada, yada. And I just said, okay, I can take a look at it for you. And she goes, but my car has no spark plugs. I said, oh, my God. I says, here we go. Yes, it has spark plugs. No, it doesn't. I'll bet you a coffee, she said.
Oh, so she kind of made a move.
She made, I guess she did.
She made the move.
Okay. Do you hear this, honey, if you're listening? Yes, you made the first move.
What was it like back then to like fall in love in comparison to now?
I never knew she liked to gamble like that. I bet you a coffee that has spark plugs.
Was she right?
No, the car had 8 spark plugs.
Oh, okay.
And she must have went home to her father and said, Dad, I made a bet with this guy. Yes, whoever told you don't have spark plugs in the car? I don't know about now with the Teslas
No
and
idea.
stuff.
I don't even know what that is.
That's a Tesla?
No, honey, a spark plug.
I
know what a Tesla is.
Well, that starts your engine, like the lawnmowers and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. I don't really drive. I mean, I do, but not that degree.
You don't drive?
I mean,
I just saw you drive today
No,
in
I
that
know,
Volkswagen.
but it's her car.
That was her car you were
Yeah,
driving?
it's her car. She's on like edge the whole time. I definitely think it has spark. I hope to God it has spark.
I said I was going to bring her home, but you didn't have to follow me.
I got in the car and I said, I'm gonna be late, so just like let me drive. How do you describe Connecticut drivers?
I don't like it anymore.
I think they suck at driving.
Oh my God, 84, 91, 95, all of them. Route 8. I came here the back road. I don't get on the highway coming.
Maybe that's why you were in because you're like, there's an accident, and I'm like, I'm on the highway. I
had to get on 84 to get me to just a little portion that you had to drive here, and there was an accident. And I says, "Oh my God!" I says, "I'll never get." And I'm looking at my watch. It's 10:35. I says, "You know what? I try to be proper and prompt, and I beat you here." So
I'm late.
Oh my God! Thank God, you're wonderful. And they wouldn't let me in off the exit. I had to get off exit 3. I would have been here sooner, and I would have been waiting here about 20 minutes.
Way too early.
I got stopped at Burger King, and then this little girl plugged me. I says, just hit me 590, whatever, Danbury Road. I says, oh, she goes, you got to go down here. I says, you got me in Waze? That's all I need.
Oh, yeah, because you don't even have an iPhone.
No.
I text you, and it's green. That's all I notice now.
Hey, you know what? Me and Fred Flintstone would be great buddies.
My boyfriend just the other day says, I don't like the vitamins you got me. I'm going to get the Flintstones, like, vitamins. I was like, they're for, like, 3-year-olds.
He said that?
Yeah, he's like, but they taste good.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, my God.
No, when you're a kid.
Stupid.
When you're a kid.
Yeah, exactly what I said. Like, what do you want them to prevent you from? Just, like, I don't know. It's a sugar addiction. Okay, so now back to growing up in Bristol and Connecticut just overall. So you think that the people here can't really drive well. I think people are really interested by pizza reviews and also driving here. Would you say they kind of drive like assholes?
Yes.
But don't you think anywhere people drive like assholes? Like where is
not
this?
Not as bad as it has been. And I'll tell you right now, and I have a lot of cop buddies. I hear the stories of the wonderful cigarettes that are out there now, the cannabis, and you know what I thought a cannabis was? I thought it was like an animal of some sort. When they
Did you go to
first
college?
A year and a half, yeah.
You only went for 1 year and a half. 1 year and a half.
Yeah, but we didn't know about marijuana then. So
really?
No, we did. I wasn't around that. I didn't want to be around that stuff. Plus that stuff. I mean, when you smell it, it smells like somebody's overdone cooked socks or something.
So you're a college dropout who didn't even smoke weed.
I cannot tell a lie. Just like
you're precious.
Like Abraham Lincoln, I had one taste of it, and I wasn't a smoker anyway. And I saw the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I thought, and I was in Connecticut. And imagine how the hell can I see Italy from?
You know, now they have a dispensary. I went into a dispensary the other day in Tolland, Connecticut. Like, why do they even have that here? So busy. Cops are in the dispensary in Tolland. I don't know how this happened.
It's the money.
I know.
I don't know if it makes as much money as sports gambling or betting does in the state.
Problem, though, I have a lot of friends who work in cannabis, is that the margins are really bad. So all the companies lose money. I mean, gamblers lose money too. But if you're the like orchestrator of the gambling, you allow them, you're making a lot of money. But if you're gambling, you're losing. If you're like a dispensary, though, apparently you're always in the net loss.
I took a course in college. We were doing a bit on, which you don't do now, the liquid marijuana.
Yeah.
You like drain it.
Okay.
And our teacher, we were doing the white rats, and you give them a little drop of this, and then you had like number 1, number 2, number 3, right? You had to just monitor them for the semester. And I know I love science. And yeah, but we noticed giving too much, their ears would bleed. So they were having hemorrhaging from the brain. So I mean, this is what, and that's when I said to myself, I will never take that stuff ever.
No,
that shit is no good for you.
Do you know what edibles are?
Oh yeah.
You know, one time I took an edible. It wasn't my first time or my last, but when I was in Denver, and I'll never forget. And you know, funny, I was doing like a restaurant review, so I was getting the whole meal free. I was like 16 or 17, and our Uber driver was like, "Do you guys want to have like a brownie. Like midway of this review, and it's all free. I'm underage. Like I have a fake ID. They're like giving us wine. I just blacked out. I'll never forget. I was with my childhood ex-best friend at the time. I remember looking at him like, I'm gonna die. And I don't even know. I somehow got home. 4 hours later, he like walks in to the hotel and is like, I've literally been walking around Denver looking for you. Like you didn't even like give them a tip or anything. I was like, did you tell them I'm underage, number one, and that I'm going to die? I didn't leave this also free hotel room I got for a day. And edibles are really like, they're intense. They're
in danger.
They're no grass.
How about the little kids?
I know.
I worry about that stuff.
Me too. They taste like the Flintstones gummies.
But
They taste like the Flintstones vitamin. So if you're a child and you get a hold of it.
give me a Lifesaver gummy anytime. And it's got to be grape.
Ew, oh God, no. I hate grape and I hate lemon. I only like strawberry.
Oh, strawberries. I love strawberry.
Strawberry and raspberry and blackberry and blueberry and banana. Well, aside from the edibles, so what was college like? And the year and a half you went was in the 70s?
I was going to college. Believe it or not, I needed a part-time job and ended up going for a job interview at the West Farms Mall in Farmington.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's my favorite mall in Connecticut, West Farms.
I sold women's shoes.
At the West Farms Mall.
It was called, I'll never forget it, Han Shoes.
Han.
They were based out of Virginia and
Okay.
I think South Carolina. No, they're now they're gone. So they were. As a matter of fact, I would love to have bought U.S. shoe stock. They were making some buku bucks then.
Really?
But yeah, oh my God, that was my part-time job selling women's shoes. We had to put the shoes on them.
Yeah.
Okay. Get them caught. No, we had a suit and tie, which I hate ties. I hate suits. I think that's why I even hate suits even more because of this job. And my boss was the greatest, Paul Young. He was the manager of this store. We had 2-week training, knowing shoes, knowing pocketbooks, knowing colors and stuff like that. Went to New York to a fashion show. I mean, we talk about just quick, learning.
Yeah.
You got 2 weeks, and then you're opening the store up.
Crazy.
Oh my God! And I'll tell you right now, for what the shoes cost. I mean, I'll never. I can tell you because that's my memory. I don't know if it's call it photographic. I can tell you all kinds of shoes that women bandolinos. Ever hear of those? No pumps.
Yeah, like heels.
Yeah. Or
Heels,
like
pumps.
wedges.
Of course.
Okay, espadrilles.
Of course. What do you think I'm wearing? Espadrilles.
Oh my God, nice. Let me see the side. You got straw. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right there. Okay. But I remember the ladies used to lie about the size. I mean,
Really?
a woman saying she's a 7.5 and she's a 9. How you going to fit her to a shoe?
You're not gonna.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the woman wearing the shoe comes back. Oh, the shoe ripped. Yeah, really? I says, well, I thought you were a 9.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, I want my money back, And I said, okay, there's the manager. See him. And
Oh my God. Wow. But the West Farms Mall is definitely my favorite mall, I think, in Connecticut. That parking lot is like a disaster, but I can't even imagine when you were selling shoes there. I mean, there would have been no Victoria's Secret or Sephora.
No, there was no Victoria's Secrets. There was a G-Fox, which is now extinct.
G-Fox.
Which I think Macy's is there now.
Macy's, Right. No Eblins, right? You know what Eblins is? So it was like a Connecticut staple.
That's, I don't think are they around anymore? No, they're gone.
How many stores were in the West Farms Mall when you worked there?
Oh my God, many.
Really?
Many.
And there's any left from that time frame? From the Arctic Age?
No, there used to be, oh God almighty. That was another thing we did too for working for the shoe place. We had to go around to all it was a place called the Wild Pair Women's Shoes and just check out the prices. Then we knock off a couple dollars in the window.
Looking at your competition, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, of course.
Great. I mean, but that's just how we worked. And oh my God, it was, it seemed so long ago, but it's sad to see those places go.
Yeah, but it's the new wave. There's always going to be, a lot of them probably sold or became something else. The malls here are so bad, in my opinion, Do you go to the malls in Connecticut?
I haven't been to them.
No,
The
you're
only
like the
time I went
golf
to the
guy.
mall is to get a pizza at Sally's Pizza, and forget it. They were mobbed. You can't get in
No,
there.
you can't.
You got to call.
I know. I didn't even do a pizza review at Sally's because I know this is it's one thing to spend the money on the pizza for TikTok, but it's another thing to stand in a line.
No.
I'm not interested
You don't
in
want to
that.
wait for never.
Unless someone
20
wants
minutes,
to pay
that's
me.
it. Yeah, pick it up and run.
You and I met at this particular pizza place in Farmington that I feel like you go to a lot. What are your other places?
No, I don't go to
You don't?
No, they up their prices.
All these Connecticut pizzas. I spend sometimes, if I'm here, $60 a day if I get 3-piece pies.
Do you know where we go? My wife makes her own, my grandmother's pizza.
Stu Leonard's. I'm going after this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Stu Leonard's has the best dough.
Yeah, you told me this.
It tastes so good.
Yeah.
And when she comes home, sometimes she'll make, if you let it rise a little bit more, it's a Sicilian. And we have the thin pizza too. And for a couple dollars, and for a couple dollars with the sauce, I mean, we tried to figure it out one day. It's like $7 to make
So
a
much
pizza.
cheaper.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
even if they double the price to 14 for an extra large, I mean that's a fair price.
For sure. Why do you think I'm selling hats? I can't afford these pizzas.
No.
And half of them, in my opinion, are not even like that good. I mean, I did go, you mentioned Pepe's. I went to Pepe's at Mohegan Sun and it was trash. It was the worst pizza I've had.
Cheese pizza, just a regular cheese pizza.
Just a cheese pizza. It was so bad. And they saw the video and messaged me and were like, "Can you come back?" And I was like, no, I'm over this. And then I got Pepe's, a franchise in Manchester. Not that good.
The one in Manchester?
Yeah. It was not that good. But people like go crazy over, I mean, you obviously understand the pizza reviews now. That's what I was doing that day. Do you have any thoughts on Connecticut pizzas?
I'm not into Greek pizza. They put too much cheese on it.
Okay.
But it's tasty.
Yeah. What do you think about the crust?
I could live with it or not live with it. I don't care about the crust. On Greek pizza.
Yeah. Or just any of these Connecticut pizzas.
I'll tell you, we have pizza at this, I can say the place, the Back Nine restaurant.
Yes.
I
feel like you've invested in them. You really are their
no,
biggest
I
supporter.
actually, you know what? Let me mention these three waitresses that take care of us.
Okay.
Shayla, Taylor, and Brooke. For our league, they go out of their way for us. And you know what? And when we tell them what we want a certain way, and one night I wanted a pizza a certain way, the chef made it.
Wow.
And it was delicious. She says, "Tony, I would never lie to you." And this is Brooke. She's the manager at the time. And I forgot. It was something to do with, it was like a white topping, and I'm not, with the red sauce.
Yeah.
And it was delicious.
Really? So this place is your spot because you golf a lot.
I golf a lot. We're eating there on Wednesdays, and come on, after you play 9 holes with the muckalucks that we have over here on Wednesday night, and they take forever to hit the ball, you're hungry coming back in. But I had a great, it's called a New York sandwich.
Okay. Oh, I love sandwiches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pastrami. And I forgot the other, who goes with pastrami. Anyway, I had it Wednesday night. I don't like caramelized onions. I'm not an onion, but he had sauerkraut.
Okay.
The way they make it. And some kind of sauce on there, and cheese, and it melted. It must have been mozzarella, and I forgot the bread it was on, to die for. I just, that's my favorite sandwich now. I'll eat on
Backdoor. Back nine.
Back Nine.
Back Nine.
They have 1 and 2. One is in Southington,
Okay.
and they're both good.
Yeah. When I'm next back, that's where we're going.
We'll go there, and then I'll show you this my favorite, my favorite. I can name them all, but Zebi Amente, Italian paisan. He could live there. He could be a chef someday in there. He's 70 years old.
70.
And he's a master of many things.
What's your second favorite restaurant in Connecticut?
Longhorn Steakhouse.
Your second favorite restaurant in Connecticut is a chain.
Yeah. Because they got the right chef in there, and they got the right waiter.
Which location?
Southington. Sorry, Southington.
That's like me going to London and them being like, "What's your favorite restaurant?" And me being like, the McDonald's, because the chef is. No offense to this chef, I bet he's great. I'm just surprised you didn't choose something more local.
my wife is the chef at home. She's
she's so good.
She is. I take my hat off to her, and it's off now.
I know.
She can cook, and you spoil me. I go, but you go out to eat.
Yeah, it's not the same. My boyfriend also cooks like amazing. We go out to eat, and I think is like, he could be in his next life. He should be a chef.
I'll never forget what you said on when I looked at after Jeffrey showed me, because they showed me this. What you said about when I asked you, I says, are you married? Or you have a boyfriend? No, you said you had a boyfriend. I said, I said, you must be the boss. You're damn right. I'm the
I'm having boss.
Oh my God, I loved you know what that. Right then I says, she is something else.
Oh my God, I'm so glad.
Oh God,
I'm really so honored. I'm truly, even having you in here has been like, is so just like cute, because I grew up here, but I didn't care growing up. This isn't a place. And I think
you have any brothers? You have any brothers and sisters?
I have one half sister, but she's 42. I'm 27. So we have a 16-year age difference. So she went to UConn for a year and then was like,
I would adopt you right now.
Oh my God, anytime.
Oh my God. You know what? I'll make sure we'll send you to Mars. You don't have to go you'll bypass the moon.
Do you have a guest bedroom? Because when I'm home, my mom is like, get out of this house. I don't want you here.
Oh my God. You know what? The bed, because I miss my niece. I would love her. She's in California now, in San Francisco. My little Olivia. She's, if we had room for her, if she ever came back, I'd have to clear out one of the rooms upstairs.
Yeah,
we have
fine with that.
Garrison Colonial, but
That's fine. I'll sleep on the lawn.
You can sleep with the cat, Pippa.
Oh, you would have a cat. You give me you strike me as someone who has a very manicured lawn. Do you have like a nice...
Yes, I can't get it as good as a golf course because I'm not going to buy those machines.
Of course not.
No, but I want to make sure at least I look decent. And my wife has the nice purple flowers or the red flowers and irises around the whole thing. We get nothing but compliments. And
Beautiful.
I said, you know what? It's not me.
It's your wife.
And she's got bad legs. So.
Oh, sorry to hear.
No.
It sounds though like she's the boss.
Oh yeah, she's the effing boss.
Yeah.
She's the Bob.
That's exactly how I want to.
Yeah, but you know what? And if you are listening to this, yes, I like it. Okay, I like when you tell me what to do, but I don't listen anyway. So
what do you guys do all day? Like, what is the day in the life of a retired person in Connecticut?
Oh God, shopping.
Is that what you do? Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? If it wasn't for New York and if it wasn't for lady shoes, I probably would never like shopping because you see what women like as far as shopping and stuff. And, it's shoes.
Your wife's retired too?
She's retired too.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. So you buy shoes. Which mall?
LL Bean is okay, but...
oh, yeah, LL Bean's nice. Okay, so tell me what else you guys do in a day, being retired in Connecticut.
I got a lot of yard keeping up. Mm-hmm. I've got to mow the lawn. Thanks. I have two great neighbors. When I hurt my back, this one guy came to my rescue this winter, and he came over. He loves his John Deere snowblower. Because he's got an attachment. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And then he brings his nephew over to clean my car. I mean, I want to pay him. He doesn't want to take any money.
People in Connecticut are so kind.
It all depends on the we got a great bunch of neighbors.
Yeah. You guys must do something else all day. I'm assuming you're sitting on like a lot of cash if you're just going to the mall occasionally and manicuring your lawn.
We got bills. Let me tell you. I still, well, we moved 15, 16 years. No, it was 16 years ago from where we were. And that's when the market sucked and it tanked. You get nothing for your house.
No.
We got, it was over $260,000 to buy this house years back, which was a lot of money. And I still got maybe 12, 13 more years on the mortgage.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at our age, I shouldn't have a mortgage.
No.
But not as bad as living where you guys, what you're paying for rent.
It's crazy now, these rents.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Even here, I looked just like out of curiosity, and it's like $2,000 to rent a one-bedroom in Stamford. That's how much I pay in London. How is that possible?
It's It's not like that.
That's how much I pay in London. Yes. So the fact that it's the same cost in Connecticut.
Is it one room?
I literally live in a box. Yeah. I live in a room the size of basically this, but that was what I wanted.
Worse than New York.
It's the same. It's absolutely crazy. And I started this like dating thing here. So all these girls and guys, whatever, hundreds of people have submitted to basically be matched with someone in Connecticut because they think dating apps are terrible. So I would love to know from you, number one, if there's any single golf people on your course that maybe would want to be matched with any of these women, but also what is your advice for girls and guys to find like love in Connecticut? Because all these people in their 30s are messaging me and they're really struggling and they don't know what to do.
To fall in love?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta like stare into the woman's eyes and just say, or the woman stare in the guy's eyes, and you got to see if there's some kind of chemistry of some sort.
But they're scared.
Either guys or women. It's scary out there because they don't tell the truth.
Yeah.
To each other. Don't lie to each other.
What do you think about dating apps?
That's scary.
Yeah, I know. They're scared too. Now I just found this. Can you film this too? I just found this like page that's like, are we dating the same guy in Connecticut? And now, I've got this list of hundreds of men who submitted to be matched with women and hundreds of women. And now I'm like trolling this page. You don't even need to troll a page. I think it's me.
I listened to this 95.7. What the heck? It's every day they tell you, I met this person, and then all of a sudden this girl met this nice guy somewhere for a drink, and the guy is married.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, he's lying. I mean, how do you do things like that?
It's crazy.
I mean, come on. I mean, bad enough. I'll tell you, after COVID-19, which was 2019, the world went upside down. It's
insane.
And nobody wants to work anymore. No, it's sad. And then, who you're going to run into. You're afraid to go shopping. And that's what we do. When we go shopping, my wife, she ain't going. She's not going without me.
Oh, really?
Because thefts.
Yeah.
Getting knocked in the head.
In Connecticut?
Yeah. I mean, these people are just robbing pocketbooks. Older people. They don't have a shot.
Oh, I thought it was more like telemarketing calls. People my mom will be like, this lady just called and asked me if I have any crypto. Like, do you know where I put the $100 I gave you? I'm like, Mom, it's scam.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I didn't think they're robbing people at Connecticut malls.
Well, no mall. I mean, robbing when you go shopping grocery shopping.
Oh, my God. Do you think this happens at Stu Leonard's? That's where we're going after.
No, not Stu Leonard's.
No. Is this an expensive grocery store? This particular
Stop and Shop, or a place like that. I mean, you don't. There's a bunch of crazies. You don't even know if somebody's in the car or someone's going to steal your car.
No, crazy. Do you think though Connecticut overall is safe? I feel like it's a safe state.
I think overall, as far as the police protection, I mean, we got some good guys.
Yeah.
I mean, some guys are a little off the wall, but my niece Jody is the town chief's secretary for the police department, and I never ask her about her job, but it is probably sucky because of all the crap that goes on in Southern. Something needs to be quiet.
Yeah.
Now it's like
I think it's pretty
a little
rich.
wildish.
I thought it was very wealthy. Where do you think is like the wealthiest part of Connecticut?
Down in this area here.
Yeah.
Down towards the Stamford.
Greenwich, Stamford.
Greenwich. Yeah, that's. I've seen some houses there. That's what we do too. You know what? My wife started me 2 years ago. Puzzle.
Oh.
I love doing puzzles. I never did it when I was a kid. She taught me how to do the proper way.
Yeah.
She should have been a teacher. And we go to certain libraries and we bring old ones back, and we go all over the state. I mean, just for a nice we go for a nice ride, go for lunch, or we get breakfast in the morning, and you know what? There's a lot of places in Connecticut that has nice countryside. Like coming down here, the back roads. I took Route 202 back to Bristol and Litchfield. You got some nice restaurants here.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Hope was with me, but I interviewed this lady in Glastonbury, and I said, what do you do all day? She's retired. She says she drives Uber 5 hours a day, and then she spends her money at the bar. So your lifestyle seems healthier.
I would think it, nothing crazy. I mean, I golf, but there's always something going on. There's never a dull moment.
No. What's one word you have to describe Connecticut? Then I'm going to give you a piece of pizza. And you're going to do a live review. What's one word to describe it? Oh,
I
looks
hate
like
to
a nice
say this
slice.
word, but it's expensive.
Yeah. Okay.
We've gone over the top. You know, and I feel sorry for young.
I know, young nuggets. She goes this morning, I want to go to Oregon. Oregon? I keep wanting to say oregano, but it's Oregon. I want to go to Oregon because I saw it on TikTok.
That's where Olivia went. She went to Oregon with a boyfriend, and they broke up. But she's managing out there by herself in San Francisco.
Hope's to be like a mini billionaire over there.
Oh my God, she's right now. Well, she's a bartender.
Yeah, I think
the maniacs that are at bartender. Oh my God!
But I don't think it's expensive to live there.
Or San Francisco?
I'm really sorry. I think the pizza's cold. I actually really do like cold pizza though. No, it's expensive in Oregon.
I don't know which is better, the pizza from.
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm gonna have you do a live review. But I have to be honest. I'm gonna need you to do it 2 more times after. So you have to do one here, and you have to do it, and then you're gonna need to also do it again after. So
do what?
Another review, like a pizza place. So can you try this right now with me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna try this. This is from Backdoor in
It's his brick house.
Ridgefield. Where the fuck? We're not at Backdoor. Brick house. Oh my God. Okay, how do you describe what makes the pizza in Connecticut good? Tell me one thing.
To me,
Yeah,
the sauce has got to be
sauce. Good. Okay, try it. Oh man, I'm not gonna like it. Oh my God, your face. That's pretty bad, man. Matt, this is awful pizza. What do you think?
Are there any hors d'oeuvres out there? I'm not going to say the name of the places. I don't want to bash it. But
I don't think that's worth
who's ever the chef in the kitchen, please, it's time to look for another job.
I'm really sorry because I did. It's very labeled here, but this is wow, that was really the branding though was beautiful. Like I don't know if you can see this box, but it's really bad. We're gonna move on from that. Tony, you're so kind. You give me dating advice. You give me Connecticut advice. Do you ever think you'll leave Connecticut? Do you feel like you want to spit up that pizza?
You know, we talk about it at least once a week because
like you have to hang on to the pizza.
Yeah, because I'm starving. I had breakfast this morning.
I'm so hungry
I was going to
too.
stop for us to get some.
I know
some pastries on it. Can you repeat what you just said now?
Yeah. I think I said, will you ever leave Connecticut?
We're always on the verge of looking for places. I love Maine, but Connecticut, if the taxes keep going up,
yeah,
and the electricity bill, which really didn't settle with me, of me paying somebody else's electricity that they didn't pay for. I mean, I have I won't mention her name. She's my hairdresser. Actually, my wife's hairdresser, but she pays an extra $200 some odd a month.
Wow,
for electricity. No, to pay for this.
Yeah,
and she's on electric, for everything, heating and power. And I said to her, I says, you got to be. I says, bitch about it. I said, who do you bitch to? I mean, you know what? The legislator, the boys at the Capitol. I mean, they got to come up with a. We shouldn't have to pay.
No.
It's like you paying portion of my electrical bill. How would you feel about doing that?
Annoyed, like
I would just pick up my toys and leave.
I was gonna say annoyed, like when you took half my pizza, but then I felt bad because I offered the pizza to you, so I can't be annoyed about it. You're still eating this one, Tony. You're
don't tell everybody that, please.
You're a pleasure. I would say where can everyone find you on social media, but you don't have social media.
No,
so you're anonymous. But if you guys see him in public, please do go up to him. Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot.
Okay. and what would they tell me?
They love you just like I do. You're still eating pizza. Thank you. I'll find you a plate for that. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in to this episode today. As mentioned, this is very difficult for me to maintain weekly at this point, so I'm doing the best that I can. But if you want to get an 860 or 203 hat, you can buy them on TikTok Shop, as well as lifeunfilteredwithalexa.com. Connecticut, all the events that we have as well are in the link in my TikTok bio, and that's where everything that's happening dating-wise. That form is ongoing, so you can also submit at any point to be potentially matched with someone in Connecticut, and it is happening on the 203, the Danbury Fairfield side, as well as Hartford, Glastonbury. Tony, thank you for coming here.
Thanks
you
for being having me. This was what a wonderful, wonderful person you are.
Thank you.
Okay, and really, you took my heart when you told me at 12 years old you started doing stuff like this here, and you didn't finish high school.
No,
and you've come so far
Thanks.
in your life, in your early life, and you're the freaking boss of your family, and I like it. It's.
I want to invite you to a wedding if I ever have one.
If you ever have one,
It's either wedding or private jet.
we'll get you the AquaTurf too. How's
Both.
that?
Oh yeah, that sounds great. Thanks.
We will. I'll talk to the guys over
You're
there.
adopting me now.
But if wait till 30, 31, 32.
Fine, I know. My mom played the card this week. You're like closer to 30 than 20. Don't act like you're in your early 20s. Don't ever say that to somebody.